curated to switch the narrative, to show that it's never too late to shift your mindset, heal your heart, and live the life that you truly desire. Sis, you are magic. You just haven't discovered it yet. But in order to get to the goal, you have to do a little bit of digging, getting through all the hard stuff to allow your true self to shine. Because yes, you are beautiful. But how is your soul really feeling? Are you fine on the inside? Hey guys, welcome back to Fine on the Inside. Thank you guys for tuning in today. You guys could be anywhere, but you guys are here tuning into the pod. I really appreciate you guys. I've been getting some feedback. People really fuck with the pod, so I'm happy about that. You guys could be anywhere, but you're here, and I appreciate that. This is something that I wanted to do, to share my experience with people in hopes to help somebody. You might think that you're alone in something, but a lot of people share similar stories. So, I just wanted to share my experience in hopes to help people heal, shift their mindset, and just let them know, like, it's never too late to switch the narrative. We all go through shit, but we all get through shit, and it's not impossible. And you might think, you're the only one going through it, but you're not. And we all need a village. We all need somebody to listen to us, and sometimes we just need a different perspective or a different point of view. So this is why I wanted to do this podcast and just, show people you're not the only one going through it, and you can go from saddie to baddie. Like, you're gonna go through shit, you're gonna grow through shit, and then you're gonna glow through shit, okay? This shit is not gonna stop us, alright? But yeah, I hope everybody is doing good. Today is Saturday. I'm recording this on a Saturday. I started out the Saturday good, got me a workout in. Shout out to Coach J. She is that girl for real. Like, that workout was crazy, but I felt so good when I left, bro. But yeah, shout out to her. And then, I did some stuff with my kids this morning, and we're gonna go do Easter eggs in a little bit at my mom's house. So it's gonna be like a it's gonna be a packed Saturday, but I'm grateful that I could spend time with my family, grateful that I was able to take care of myself this morning. Every chance I get to take care of myself, I really feel good, and I'm just like, thank you, God, because there was a point in my life where I just didn't take care of myself, and I would still be in bed, like, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that I'm perfect and that I got everything figured out, but like, I'm doing better than I was before. And so, I'm just grateful for every step that I'm able to take. Every step I'm able to be better, I'm grateful for it. And so I don't take that shit lightly at all. And you shouldn't either. If you're making some changes in your life, if shit is different for you, if you're doing better in any aspect, pick yourself up, hype yourself up, be your own hype man. Like, yeah, you deserve credit for doing the things. And yeah, we all adults, and yeah, sometimes people might say, like, oh, that's the adult thing to do. Like, yeah, but sometimes it's not that easy. And sometimes, we be struggling, mentally, physically. It's not always, as easy to do the adult things. Sometimes we need help. Sometimes, we just don't feel like it. Sometimes we just got so much shit on our plate that it's hard to do the things we're supposed to do. So when you are able to do them, and when you're making, progress, and you're doing better, give yourself credit, clap for yourself, give yourself your flowers. Because not everybody's going to give them to you, but you deserve them. So don't be afraid to give yourself your flowers. But yeah, guys, today we are going to be talking about how to know when you are supposed to leave, or how do you know when something is for you. And we also going to be talking about red flags, okay? Y'all, so many times we put ourselves in positions that we know we are not supposed to be in, okay? And a lot of times we ignore red flags. Like, in the beginning of a relationship, you can feel if something is for you or is not. And a lot of times, though, we lie to ourselves. So we see the red flags, we feel our intuition, we feel our gut telling us like, and I don't think we should do this, but we do it anyway. And so we put ourselves at risk to get hurt, put ourselves to be in some dumbass situations. But a lot of the times we just ignore it because we want somebody to have, we are lonely, we're not happy with ourselves. You know, we want somebody there to make us happy, to fill those voids. And so a lot of times we'll see the red flags, but we will ignore them just for the sake of, you know, just having somebody, just, you know, to have company, just to have somebody to fuck with. Whatever the case is, a lot of times we ignore red flags. Probably everybody who's watching this has ignored red flags. And if you didn't, what are you perfect? But yeah, guys, like, red flags though, you gonna see them in the beginning. We always see them, but we choose to ignore them. And it really depends on like where you are consciously, you know what I mean? Like where you are in like your emotional maturity, how you feel about yourself, your level of self-love. Like if you're not in a good space and somebody's showing you attention, but all the red flags are there, you're going to, you know, ignore that shit because you're just like, damn, like it seems like they're treating me good. Even though all these other signs are saying, don't do that, don't do that. You're like, but I did want to be loved. And, you know, this person is the best at sex and, you know, they treat me like this, and that. And even though the red flags might be telling you like, they might be using me or they might have a girl at home or, you know, they're just not good for me, period. We will ignore the red flags if, you know, that self-worth isn't there, if that self-love isn't there. So it really depends on where you are, how you're feeling about yourself. If you're really going to be honest with yourself and let yourself know, like, listen, this person ain't for me. And even though it seems good, even though it feels good, even though, you know, there's a lot of pros, I can see the cons as well. And I can see that the cons overpower the pros. So you got to be honest with yourself and be able to be like, all right, listen, yeah, this feels good or whatever, but we're not going to ignore those red flags because the red flags you always pay for at the end. You're always going to pay for them. You're always going to be like, damn, that thing I seen in the beginning is going to come out in the end and you're going to be like, what the fuck? Like, I wish I would have never met this person, or I wish I would have never did this, or I wish I would have never fucked this person, or I wish I would have never gave them the time of day. I wish I would have never talked to them. You are going to be saying that. Most of us do. When we ignore the red flags, we regret it every time, y'all. Like, I remember me personally, like, I was in like a relationship, and so it was just like love bombing in the beginning. Like, this man was perfect for me, and I was like, wow, like, I never have nobody treat me like this. But there was just one thing, like, I never went to his house. Like, he'll always come to my house, and like, we were like in a relationship, like a full-blown relationship. But then it was just like, why is always an excuse of why we can't go to your house, or why, you know, we just never there. And there was always like an excuse. And then like I would start hearing like little rumors, like he had a girlfriend and all this stuff. And I'm like, ain't no way he has a girlfriend. He's always at my house. And it wasn't like he knows where home is. Like, it was like this man was always at my house. But the red flags were there. You know what I mean? It was like he would like come at like weird times, or like have to like hurry up and leave, or, you know, just always have an excuse on like what he had to do or why we couldn't like go to his house or whatever. And so at the time, I wasn't in my right state of mind. Like I told y'all, like this meal was like perfect for me in the beginning. So I was like, well, okay. Like something was telling me like, Jazz, this, something's going on, but I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to believe it. And then eventually shit came to the light for sure. But I didn't want to believe that shit. I was like, hell no, like, y'all lying. Like, he don't have no girl. He's always at my crib. How can he have a girl? Bruh. But I tell y'all, that man was in a full-blown relationship, okay? But that was my dumbass fault for ignoring red flags. I knew it, and I was hurt as hell when I figured that out. And then it was just like, like, and then my dumbass still decided to stay and thought he was going to leave his girl for me because I was just that girl, and I just had that. But I was just in a low space, you know what I mean? I wanted to be loved, and this was like a love I never had before. And by the time I actually found out that, you know, he had a girl, like, I ain't give a fuck. Like, I was just that, like, it was like low self-worth. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, he's going to leave her for me. And I was waiting around for him to leave her, and he never did. And so eventually, you know, I got my shit, and, well, it was my house. I didn't have to pack my shit, but eventually, you know, I came to my senses, and I was able to cut that off. But yeah, it's like, when you see the red flags in the beginning, don't ignore them, or you're just gonna hurt yourself. But like, if you're not in a space yet where you love yourself enough to, you know, cut that out, stop it there. That's the best thing you could do. Stop it before you get your feelings involved. Stop it before you're in deep. Like, if you see some shit going on, don't lie to yourself. You're the one that's gonna have to pay for it in the end. So that's just never worth it at all. Do not ignore red flags. If you see it, there's many men, there's many women out there that can meet your needs, that won't have red flags. And I'm not saying everybody got to be perfect. You know what I mean? There's pros and cons to everybody. But you can tell, your gut is going to tell you, your intuition is going to tell you when something ain't for you. You can see that you're about to get yourself into some bullshit. So keep that in mind, y'all. And that's why, again, it's important to have self-love and self-worth. Because the more self-love you have, the more self-worth you have, you are less likely to ignore red flags. When you see them, you're like, okay, I know that that will not be good for me, so I am going to exit now before anything else happens, regardless of what they're saying, regardless of how good they make shit seem. You know, okay, no, for me to be good, that situation is not good for me, and you just gotta cut it then. You don't have to, you know, try to ignore shit. When you start ignoring shit, that's you lying to yourself, because there's a reason why you want that person to be around. You want them to fill a void. There's something that you're lacking that you feel like they can fill for you, and you are willing to put yourself in danger in order to have that void filled. And it's never worth it. You're going to have that one void filled, and you're going to leave with a bunch of fucking voids, okay? Let me tell y'all. Like, this shit is not a joke. And a lot of times when we are already in a situation, or when we're in a relationship especially, you know, we ask ourselves, like, how do I know if this person is for me? How do I know if I should leave? But that's when you're asking, that's when, you know what I mean? You could do the pros and the cons, but mixed signals is a no. You know what I mean? Like, how do I know if this man likes me? You're gonna know if somebody likes you. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna know if somebody loves you. You're gonna know if somebody wants to be with you. There's actions and then there's words. Like, yes, people can tell you words, but their actions is gonna tell you what they really want to do. And if they mean well, if they're gonna treat you how you're supposed to be treated, and if they want to even really be involved with you for real. Like, people will tell you, like, oh, I want to take you out, and I want to do this, and I want to do that, and we should do this, we should do that. But when the time comes around, ain't no plans being made. Y'all ain't go nowhere. Y'all ain't do nothing. Probably just end up at their crib, you know, probably just chilling or whatever, and I'm messing around, and that's probably it. Like, let's keep it a beat, y'all. You can tell when somebody really into you and when they're just trying to use you, or when they're just trying to fuck, or when, you know, it's just convenient. Sometimes people be going through shit and they just want to use your energy. They want you to, you know, help them feel better. And then once you do that, they out. And it's not up to you to be that for anybody. Like, you deserve to be somebody's first pick. And you can feel if you are or not. If the actions ain't lining up, it's telling you, like, that ain't it. Mixed signals is a no. Confusion is a no. How do I know if this person wants to be with me? Did they say they want to be with you? That's your answer. And a lot of times it hurts. We be asking because we're hoping for a different answer. But if you really listen to yourself, if you really listen to your intuition, you really listen to your gut, you're gonna know, like, this person don't want to be with me. Their actions is telling me, like, yeah, like, they say this, they say that, but they don't want to be with me. They don't want to, you know, treat me how I'm supposed to be treated. And so it depends on how you feel about yourself. If, you know, if you are willing to stand in your power, if you're willing to stand on your boundaries and be like, all right, well, I know I deserve this. This is what I want. This is what I expect. If they're able to give it to you, bet. Like, okay, you know, if their actions are aligning. And sometimes people aren't even able to give you what you need, you know what I mean? But it's up to you to figure out, like, all right, you're not able to give that to me. I'm going to go elsewhere. You know what I mean? Like, you're not responsible to wait around for nobody, because sometimes people do mean well, but they just can't get it together, and it's not up to you to wait around. You got your whole life. Like, you gotta do what's best for you at all times, regardless of what anybody else got going on, because people will try to hold you back. They will try to have you wait around, or they will try to have you be like the rebound, or they will try to have you be like the second option. Like, no, you know when something is for you, and you know when something is not for you. It's not up to you to wait around. So when you're thinking to yourself, like, damn, does this person really want me? You over here Googling shit like, oh, how do I know I should stay or I should go? Well, you think to yourself, how is this person acting? How is this person showing you? Not what they're telling you. What are they showing you? How are you feeling inside? How do you feel about it? Do you feel good when you're with them? Do you feel good when you leave? Do you feel good days after? Like, are y'all talking? You know, are they reassuring you? Are you getting what you need out of the relationship? Are they treating you how you're supposed to be treated? The answers are right there. All you gotta do is ask yourself, like, how are you feeling about the whole situation, the whole relationship? You're gonna answer your own questions. And once again, it just comes back to what you want to deal with, how you're feeling. You know what I mean? Some people don't mind dealing with bullshit. Like I said, some people just want to be loved, and some people don't mind dealing with some bullshit if the person's paying the bills. Some people don't mind dealing with bullshit if they're being loved, or if their life looks a certain way. Some people don't mind doing that. But, you know, once you get to like a level of consciousness and you're self-aware of how you feel and how you want to feel, you can't stick around in certain situations. Like, me personally, I'm at a point in my life where, like, I can't stick around in no situations that don't serve me. Like, I can't. I can't. I ain't ignoring no red flags. I told y'all I done ignored a lot of red flags in my life. A lot. But that was just because, like, I wanted to be loved. And yeah, so, but now, baby, the self-love is there, and I'm not doing that. Nope. And y'all don't have to either, but it's no shade, like, if you're not at that point yet. You know what I mean? It takes time to build self-love, and it takes time to be able to be honest with yourself. But you gotta, it's up to you if you want to do it or not. You can turn a blind eye, and you know, you can put up with that shit for as long as you want to put up with it, or you know, you can be like, all right, I see how this is making me feel. This is not how I want to feel. Now it's up to me to change how I deal with this situation. Like, it's up to me to either remove myself, or you know, whatever you gotta do. You don't have to stay there. And then it's like, once you're at that point of self-awareness, you're not going to be ignoring red flags, and you're not going to try to stick around for the sake of being loved. You're going to be like, all right, I'll be okay if I have to be alone for a little bit, but I'd rather be alone than feel like shit. I'd rather be alone than feel used. I'd rather be alone than be a second option. You know what I mean? Like, we ain't doing that. Like, y'all are so beautiful. Like, the women, y'all, we are taking the fuck over, okay? Like, there's so many beautiful women that are doing their damn thing, stepping into their power, working, entrepreneurs, business women, you know, hairstylists, artists, rappers, singers, all that, poets, like trainers. We are doing the damn thing, y'all. And it's like, we are really stepping into our power, ladies. We are stepping into our power. And, you know, it takes some time. Some of us ain't grow up around a bunch of love. Some of us ain't get the love we needed. So we go out and look for that love. But, you know, you just got to take time with yourself. And you got to understand that you're important. And that your person's out there that's going to treat you right. The person who is going to make you feel like you're the only girl in the world, they're out there. You don't have to settle for no bullshit. You don't have to settle for no link ups. You don't have to settle for none of that, okay? Go on those dates. Go where you're wanted. Go where you are appreciated. Go where you are valued. You'll have to stay in no space that does not serve you, and stop lying to yourself. You can feel when something is not for you. You know when something's not for you. You don't have to ask everybody. You can feel it. You can feel for sure when something ain't for you. But when you do start to lie to yourself, when you try to find a bunch of reasons why you should stay, that's just something that you haven't dealt with yet. That's something that you still have to heal. That's something that you still have to figure out. And, you know, take your time. Take all the time you need. And don't be afraid to, you know, look within. Look within and figure out what you need. Figure out what you need and ask yourself the hard questions. It's not always going to be easy, but one day you are going to find your man. And he is going to be your full package, what you were looking for. And you're going to be like, wow, like, I'm happy I ain't settled for no bullshit. I'm happy I ain't get stuck in no weird ass situations. Yeah, y'all, so serious. Like, be grateful when shit doesn't work out, because God really be protecting us from some bullshit. You might think like, oh, this person ghosted me, or this person's acting weird. We were good, now we're not, blah, blah, blah. That's God protecting you. That's God showing you, like, this person ain't for you. Like, get out of there now. Like, I'm so serious. God be protecting us and showing us shit even when we can't see it. It might seem like an L. It might seem like it came out of nowhere, but like, no, like, God really is protecting you from some bullshit down the line. So yeah, guys, just remember that, and don't be afraid to step into your power. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to episode 3. Make sure you guys grab your Final on the Inside journals and tune in next week. I love you guys, and I hope you guys have a great day.